Okay, can you hear us now? Hello.
Hello.
We've got a live chat, so a little bit later on, maybe we'll get some people asking questions too. So hopefully we fix that. Mission control. Boy, did that peak! Wow, we are peaking the board here.
Are you hearing it?
You know I'm loudmouth.
You do, Charlie, but you know what's even louder is how you play. The intensity makes me cringe.
That's this
and,
guy.
and I've got a loud drummer. The drummer I play with, Ed, is phenomenal drummer in his own right. And early on in the years, he was going through heads like you would go through strings or picks.
Right. I go through picks like crazy.
All right. Apparently, we got the audio. And again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for stopping in here to Glass City Podcast. And essentially, this is to introduce bands to you, shows that are coming up, which we'll be talking about your upcoming shows. But let's go back to the beginning here. Again, we have with us 3 of the 4 members of Fifth Days. We have Sean, Nick, and the old guy. They told me to say that. Okay. Yeah, he's gonna try to walk out. What he doesn't know is we got another camera that we can follow him wherever he goes. You know.
Damn it, the pig.
So the pig's out there too. That's right.
Charlie's with the pig.
We'll strap a portable camera to her back and let her wander around.
Pig cam.
That might
Pig cam.
Pig cam.
I like that.
We have got a new idea for this show. We have definitely got a new idea. And so again, why don't you guys go ahead and introduce yourselves? We'll start with Sean again, the ringleader.
I'm Sean Truman. I'm a bass player.
A little
I
bit more.
started this band 8 years ago. Been doing it ever since. Can't say that I will not get rid of these 2 guys ever. This is the deal right here.
Well, what about the new guy, Mike?
Well, Mike, you know, gotta love him.
You do.
You can't. I'm just
Can't say enough about him at
you
this
can't.
moment.
I mean,
Mike's not going anywhere.
No.
Mike's not going anywhere.
When he auditioned for us, I asked him if he was in or out. He said, I'm in. I said, good, because I hate to have to chase you down and kill you.
Well, Mike, you heard it if you're watching the
You're watching,
podcast
yeah.
at any point.
He's the man.
He is the man. And we had him on last week, which was really cool because we got to talk about a few different things. The a cappella group and the theater group. And Charlie actually said he learned a few new things. The beatbox, that blew my mind.
Yeah, I didn't know anything about it.
Yeah, you can't not learn from Mike.
Right,
I mean, if there's
and-
nothing you can't learn from him, and if you don't know how to drive stick, you ain't learning that from him. You know, and that's true. The
So
guy-
he is phenomenal. He was a great first guest, and no offense to anybody else that wants to come on. He was the very first one to respond. The very first one that says, hey, I want to do that. So I gave him first choice. I said, you know what? I got a hold of him and said, hey, we're ready to go. Let's do this. And he jumped right in, and we had a blast. Both of us were winging it, kind of like we are today. Who knows what's going to be said? Who knows why we're going to say it? With Nick, anything's possible. You know, I noticed he put his hair up today. I was expecting him to come in, you know, with the hair flowing and that 80s rock look.
I didn't
80s
drive
hair
the
metal
Harbor
band.
Freight Corvette.
You did, yeah.
We are an 80s hair metal band. He's the only one with hair.
It's facial hair.
It is kind of funny, isn't it?
Oh, no, we're not even.
You're just
an
the
80s
older
hair metal
version.
band.
I'm pushing the 80s.
The 80s.
All right, Nick, go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself. Who you are, how you got with the band,
Well,
maybe?
I'm Nick. I'm the guitar player for Fifth Ace. I got scooped up by this guy right here at a show.
Stole him.
He stole me, yeah. Oh, I liked the music they were doing. You know, Iron Maiden, Metallica, and stuff like that. I'm like, man, that's what I wanted to do. And then I started talking to him, and a couple of weeks later, I had a little audition with him, but turned out to not be an audition. Turned out to be,
You're in. Screw
I'm
you.
in. Screw you.
Yep.
So basically what you've done is just roped them in and not given them...
I stole him.
No, he did. I didn't have a choice in the
You
matter.
did have it was, you're doing this, period.
Yeah.
It's a done
Well,
deal.
when you tell them something that, you know, happens with other, you know, when you're in
Right.
another band, and you get, well, are you kidding me? Yeah, well, yeah. So it was. I won't mention names. I won't.
No,
none of that,
we're
but-
not here to bash
No,
anybody,
no,
you know, because
but
it's...
point of it was he wanted to play what we were playing, you know, and a lot of it was wow.
So you were stuck in a rut,
Yeah.
Pretty much.
essentially, and not happy with...
I was in a band that was kind of falling apart.
Yeah.
And it happens, unfortunately.
Right.
And well, I'm glad that you guys met up and have continued to keep going with
7
this.
years.
7 years. Now let's get to the guy on the end who has all the knowledge.
What?
Mr. Charlie here. He brings a whole different element
Yes,
in his
he
own
does.
right, and I've learned that through the shows, running sound for you guys and helping setups and things like that. Charlie, tell us, spit it out there, buddy.
Well, I'm supposed to be a guitar player. That's all I wanted to be when I was a kid, was a guitar player. I've had every plastic guitar you could imagine when I was 9, 10, 11 years old. And went to my first concert, I think it was like 72, seen Black Sabbath. And the drummer, Bill Ward, was off the hook. I mean, he was just, if I tried to grab you and drown you, how you would fight for your life, that's how he played.
Wow.
And that's what I knew, that's what I want to be. But, you know, back in 68, I was in my first band. I was 10 years old. And we had a audition. It was a drum off between one other kid and me, whoever could play Wipeout the best in our little fort, right? Well, I won the contest, but I couldn't be in the band because nobody's allowed to play with me. So I was running outlaw way back then, but I was in a band called Sweet Revenge, and I think they fired me for the last time. It was like 3 times I played with them. They fired me. But I found out that Fifth Ace lost their drummer. They had a show set up, and they asked if I would come and set in and help them out. And I said, yeah, I'm not doing nothing. So I went over and met these guys, and we had one practice. Then I was down in Lima or Tiffin.
Tiffin.
We went down and played the show down there at the Viaduct, and it was just supposed to be one show. And then they hooked up another show at the Barrel House Saloon in Sandusky. So this is when I knew I was staying in the band. This was 5 years ago.
5 years ago. Wow.
We're loading the trailer. Sean's wife is helping load the drums, and her water broke.
Oh, no.
And I'm like, stop carrying stuff. She goes, I'm fine. I'm like, well, I guess we're not going to go. Sean goes, no, she's fine. She won't have it for a while. Jumped in the car, took off, went to Sandusky. And that's when I knew I'm not leaving this band for nothing. So that's been 5 years. It's a record for me. But
A record. Well, that's a good record.
I like
I've
all the
never
material.
fired him either.
No. I'll block you on Facebook, but
That's true.
they're great guys. It's not just a band, it's a family.
I was just going to ask you, with even the years that you've played, it's grown more than just a band.
Oh,
You
yeah.
guys are doing other events together. You're hanging out, and which is the way it should be. I think most good groups need to spend more time outside the music realm to understand each other within.
Yeah.
You know, when you know your mannerisms and things like that, you know what Charlie's going to want or not want.
Yeah.
I even know, and I've only been working with you guys for a couple of years now.
Right. Yeah.
I know what he wants on his drums. I know what he likes to hear. And we deliver that. Same thing with you, Nick.
Oh, yeah.
The first time I approached you about settings,
Yeah.
you were a little apprehensive.
Right.
And as the night went on, you were like, do what you got to do. we
turn me up, turn me down.
We had built a trust because, you know, I wanted to help.
I don't even-
You know, you're a whole different exception.
I don't even ask.
There
There you go, buddy. It's all you.
When we
Well,
first
bass
met,
player,
I think
bass
it was the
player.
first Papapalooza that I had at Run Sound. I had met you guys, and we started talking, and next thing you know, it was like it seemed like we had been friends forever.
Well, yeah.
We couldn't connected
Yeah.
on that musical level, and have continued that on. And I'm looking forward to more and more of your larger and better shows that I can be behind the scenes and help you guys out, because it's what I love and it's what we do as a whole. So tell us a little bit about the band and directions that you may want to go and the things you're doing. And we're all too old to hit the big time.
Yeah.
However,
Well, we were thinking about going country.
No.
Don't give in to Mark.
I would pay to see that show. I wouldn't even just show up. I would pay to see that show.
Played country for 10 years.
I played in a few country bands over the years.
Well, the main thing I think everybody should know is right now we are just getting ready on August 9th to do our first full show by ourselves.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
We've been working with Mike a lot, and we have enough material right now to do shows for ourselves, so we're looking for bookings.
Yep.
You heard it, ladies and
More
gentlemen
and
out
more.
there. If you know a club, a bar, an establishment that's looking for a great band, you can either get a hold of me here at Glass City Podcast. You can get a hold of Sean Truman on their Facebook page. We won't give out actual phone numbers, but there is ways of getting hold of us, and I'd be more than happy to pass along and be the mediator. That's why we're doing this show. And I asked Mike about it when he was here, and I'm going to ask you guys. What do you think of the concept? I mean, when I got done with the show with Mike, it wasn't 10 minutes after we stopped streaming. You were on the phone, Sean, with me. I made a comment, I've got openings, and you called up and said, do I need to apply, or
Right.
do I need to respond?
Well, no, it kind of fell down to the fact that I go, well, you know what? Mike's on there. We couldn't all be there, the first one out, which was cool with him. That gives him a little bit of a, by himself deal.
Right.
And then I'm like, I'll rope these guys in. What the hell, So here we are.
Well, we're here, but why? What makes it? What made it for you to get the rest of the band together and say, hey, we really need to sit in and do this?
I would probably say that I wanted to get us out there a little more. I mean, we're out there, don't get me wrong, but we're not out there like I would thought that we would, but I don't have a big head. So, and I've never had a big head with this. No, I haven't. You guys. I'm going to keep this PG. STFU, boys.
There you go. And we will get to that. We're going to briefly touch on that.
But the point of it was, I mean, we had a lot of issues with singers, and which happens. Which happens. I mean, I can't say that I've been through probably 6 people during the whole time that I've been here, and it happens. You know what I mean? You like Charlie. I've gotten fired 17 times, from one band, but I hate losing people.
Right.
I hate getting used to Charlie. I hate getting used to Nick, and then
off they go.
Then I got to sit here for 4 months and go, oh God, it's a nightmare. It is a total nightmare. Animosity. I like getting shit done now.
Right.
And I can't sit there. Very impatient. Right. You are very right. You've known me for how long? Yeah.
Too long.
Too long. Right. But the point of it is I just wanted to get us back out there. And if nobody knows who we are, I mean, we get people that don't know us that walk up to us and go, oh my God, where the hell have you guys been? Who are you?
Right.
I get that constantly.
Well, then I'm glad that you're utilizing this outlet that we have started. Glass City Podcast is just for what you're talking about.
Right.
We have, and you've got to admit, there are a lot of great bands out there.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody doing their own little thing. There's other rock bands, but they're playing different music.
Right.
You've got your country bands. You've got your blues and jazz, like with Tina Lee and Buzz Anderson. We've got so much entertainment out there. It's unreal. But where do you find it? Not everybody.
How do you find it?
Not everybody has Facebook.
Right. Nobody has Google.
You should.
But
right.
You got a phone, you got Google.
With the new phones and stuff like that, it's an app that's right there.
It's already on your phone.
And exactly, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It comes with the phone. And with this media outlet, we're not reaching just Ohio.
Yeah.
Somebody in California can pick up this feed.
Right.
Somebody in Chicago, a little closer, Detroit. There's phenomenal clubs in Detroit that revolve around what you guys do. And hopefully, my goal is to reach out to those other venues as well. We get you guys sitting in here, they can see you, and we can talk about it. You already have a great following. And I personally have been a recipient of that. Some of your fans have actually come to see us. They like what we do. I've had several tell me they like this concept.
Right.
But there is a catch. I require you guys to help me spread the word.
Oh, yeah.
So the musicians, that I don't, we need to talk to them. We need to let them know, hey, get a hold, get a hold of this. Let's get them on live, or even if they just send me their information, we're going to put it out there.
Right.
We're going to put it out there. So, Harley,
Yes.
being the elder of the group.
Elder.
Uh-oh.
We
We
went
just
down.
went, I think
Blank.
we went blank. Yeah.
Wow. See, you shouldn't have had me on there.
You shouldn't have you
Glitch.
on here. I'm not sure why it's glitching.
That's the plate in Charlie's head.
It's the plate in Charlie's head, I think. All right, if there's still somebody out there watching, did we...
Error.
Yeah, we're getting an error here, not receiving enough video. And it could be, honestly, because we have... Again, I'm still building this. There's a lot of things that I need to do. Let's try to get rid of that for right now. See if we can get our stream back up. And go from here. I can see we're
like you still got
lagging
it.
a little bit. And I do apologize for the technical difficulties, but I've got a bigger group than what we're used to, and maybe I should have done a little bit more research, and I've done quite a bit of research. So right now, some of this is going to be buffering with these guys. So, but we've got you. We got photos of you guys. So we're just going to keep going. Just for a sec. Okay, thanks, babe. Tracy, the boss lady, just responded. It went blank for a second. So hopefully it's fine now. Good. Thank God. We were talking with Charlie, being a little bit older than these guys.
A little bit.
A little bit. Now, wait a minute. Let me finish with this. Let me finish with this. Being a little bit older, you've been playing in bands longer than possibly the two of them combined.
Yeah.
Have you found that not only have you been able to pass knowledge to them, but have you gained?
I got something to say about this guy right here, okay?
You know, okay.
When he entered the band, I won't lie, I thought, man, who is this asshole? Telling me how to play the guitar, but you know what? He was right. Every time he gives me a pointer, he's always right.
Yeah, same here.
Every time.
So you are taking
You
advantage.
call me-
Yeah,
he-
taking advantage
he
of
tells
that
me-
experience that he has
knows.
brought.
He can hear it when I'm not hitting the right notes, or I need to go home and listen to it a little harder, or I mean, he's made me a better guitar player by far.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
You know, I've never had a
I
drummer
can't
do
play
that.
guitar. I can't play guitar.
Yeah, he can't.
Yeah,
play
but
guitar.
you
Give me a plastic one.
But
I'm
he
on
knows
it.
the music. He knows the music.
And that's what he's using from his experience
Yeah,
of listening and being involved in different situations.
Sean, on the other hand, I don't know, he's helpless.
He's a bass player like me. We can't be
Tone deaf.
No.
and offbeat.
Yeah, off key. Come on.
Off key,
Come on.
well, that's only if you're not tuned correctly.
But you got to make it look cool.
Half the
You-
time
you
I have
can-
to.
yeah, you do.
I'm
You
the
guys-
one doing this tuning, so
I bought him a tuner.
Was I not dumb to getting myself my own guitar tech? Yes, I was smart at that.
So, but that's what I was getting at. Now, on the opposite side of that, Charlie, have you gained anything from them in their style and in the way they do things, and maybe a different perspective of what you were used to?
I've never been in a band like this before. I've never been with a group of guys that are as close knit. I mean, there's a lot of times I drive truck, so a lot of times I'll be late to a show or whatever. My drums are already set up. Who carries the drummer's drums besides the drummer? No band I've ever been in.
The bass players.
And, this band is not only in that aspect, but I call Sean on a Friday night. What are you doing? Making posters. Who does that anymore? What band
at
gets
the
out,
bar?
goes a week before the show? This is good for club owners to know. He makes his posters. I mean, full-size posters advertising the shows. Goes to the clubs a week before and posts them up and advertises to help the clubs and everything like that. Nobody does that anymore.
I'm old
And,
school. I just like being old school.
And there's nothing wrong with that. Again, that's the whole purpose of this, the advertising. You don't have an advertising outlet in Toledo unless you pay for it.
Right, and
it's
it costs.
expensive.
And it costs,
Yeah,
right.
It's very expensive.
Real quick, hello, Miss Kay. Welcome to the feed. Glad you were able to stop in. Again, we're getting people coming in, watching you guys live, and that's what we want. We want to get you to them.
right.
That way they can come to your show.
Right.
I like the fact that Charlie calls me the poster boy of
The
Fizz.
poster boy. Well,
Every
Not like a
time.
milk carton poster boy.
well, he is lost just mentally. Physically, we're able to find him most days. Most days. There have been times I try to get a hold of him, and it's like, all right, Sean.
I'm trying to get a hold of you
All right.
all day.
Sometimes he doesn't. answer.
I messaged you at 9:30 this
I
morning.
know, you ignore me too. But I still love you, so.
Well, that's good.
9:30 is too early for me.
Exactly.
But the main thing is about
Yeah.
Fifth Ace is how many years I've been playing, 30, 40 years I've been playing
Yes.
music, and I've never found a group of people like these guys.
Well,
And that's
that's
why
good.
I'm not going anywhere. And if you come to one of our shows, I guarantee you'll be entertained. One way or another, you're gonna laugh, you're gonna be amazed, and you're gonna come back again.
And
And
have
that's
that
what we
wow
want.
factor. Yeah.
Well,
That's
and
what
that's-
we're about, the wow factor.
The selection of music, since I've known you guys, has changed with the addition to Mike,
Yeah.
and I like it.
Well, we've went back a lot of old school stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah. Because
For a
you can
little
sing
bit
it.
there,
Yeah.
I hate to say it, but it was predictable. I could come and say, "Oh, they're going to do this, they're going to do this."
Yeah.
We weren't learning
And
anything.
that
So
element has changed, and I think that is the coolest thing for you guys, because I hate to see you stuck in one thing,
Yeah,
because I
right.
know the talent is there
It
for
got there. It's seriously got there.
And the talent is there to expand, and I am personally glad to see what you guys have done in the short time that you've done it, that I've been a part of helping in one way or another. And hopefully you're going to continue to do that. You know, it's like I'm hoping on one of these feeds, someone can say, hey, can these guys learn this? You know, would you be willing to do something like take a suggestion from...
for sure.
We have done it.
Oh, yeah, we've done it.
I suggest things all the time.
Yeah.
Well, Sean's got to be able to play it.
Oh,
Nick's got to be able to like it.
And Nick's got to be able to like it.
that's another thing. You know,
Yeah,
at the
there's
time,
that.
well, see,
but you got.
it's not about what we like. It's about,
it's
what,
about what
they like.
Exactly.
We're trying to mix it up between metal and danceable material. I mean, Journey and Iron Maiden and Black Sabbath. We try to mix it up.
Right.
So, the T-shirts and the bracelets. Let's touch
And
on
the earrings and the necklaces.
And the earrings. Well, I don't have any of that.
God.
How did that start?
Barrel House.
Barrel House Saloon. I get a phone call. I'll be at St. Charles. Okay.
He has the baby.
So what we get is Charlie
Charlie and Dawn.
sitting behind me, Nick sitting next to me,
Dawn behind me.
his wife Dawn,
Cowbell girl,
sitting in the back seat behind Nick. You could hear a pin drop all the way down Route 2. And then all of a sudden I hear, no, cut it out. What? Nick's like,
Uh-oh.
I'm driving. I'm hearing these two back there snickering. And all of a sudden I hear, shut up. And I'm like,
Uh-oh.
Nick, we both looked at each other, Nick and I go, and then Charlie just wrap it up. Just shut up. And I'm like,
And she's yelling at me,
oh
and I'm
my
yelling at her,
God.
and
So
she's louder and louder.
that we're thinking, oh my God, who are these two?
Right.
What am I getting myself into here with this guy? I barely know him. I just met his wife. And it was STFU all the whole time. And then they tapped us.
So the whole time you
They
guys
didn't know us. We're just kidding around, you know. They didn't know us.
So there was the start of the STFU thing.
Well, me personally, I was wearing, like I said, I haven't taken this off. And when I was in the hospital, I had a nurse ask me if that's what that meant. She looks at it, she goes, does that say what I think it says? And I said, well, what do you think it is? And she said it.
Yeah, bladed it out, yeah.
Just point, and I said, yes, it is. She goes, what's that from? And then, of course, I flip it over, and I said, it's from a group of guys I know that play in a band called Fifth Days,
Well,
and it's like their slogan.
Yeah, and how it really, I mean, we really didn't go with it then, did we, Charlie? It more or less, we played a
Progressed.
bunch of shows, and then Charlie's back there, he's like, hey, we'll stop you, like,
Quiet.
STFU, quiet down, I'm trying to party over here, you know, and we went with that, you know, and I got to thinking, I made a bunch of T-shirts, it didn't have nothing on the back, couldn't sell them for crap, okay? I mean, I had 20 T-shirts for a month. Oh, hey, can I get a shirt from you? Okay, whatever. Oh. I put STFU on the back of it. We
They
go to
sold like hot.
Papapalooza.
They
I couldn't keep them.
Couldn't keep-
I
They were
still
lined
can't.
up buying them.
I still can't keep them.
And how many restaurants I've walked out of naked
Oh, my
because they go,
God.
I want that shirt. Here you go. My wife goes, Jesus Christ, here we go.
But that's a good thing.
But yeah.
You know, it's...
And it's funny when you walk through a carnival. Okay, Genoa Carnival one day. I'm wearing my STFU shirt. And I turn around and look at the guy and go, hey man, can we take a picture with your shirt? And I'm like, you know, and the guys are like, behind you, and I'm like, I want to get a picture of me?
No, they want
just
the
my
shirt.
Yeah. So,
They
yeah,
want
it's,
the
it's
shirt.
not about me,
Famous.
it's about my damn shirt.
Yeah.
but that's still not a bad
But
thing.
it's progressed into, you know, kind of our motto. Yeah.
You know, it can almost be like an anthem.
Yeah,
When
kinda-
you hear that, when somebody actually says that, the first thing for me that comes to mind is you guys.
Right. Yeah.
You know, if you're in
Kind of
general,
like Primus, you know, they encourage the "you suck," you
Right.
suck, and they done. I mean, I've seen Primus twice, and it's like, oh my God, you can't. 10,000 people going, you suck, you suck. Yeah, and they, you know, we encourage this, you know,
which is something I like.
But it's all about fun. It's not.
There you go. It's nothing
Yeah.
derogatory. It's nothing
No.
that's putting anybody down.
Oh yeah.
Oh, look at this. Now this is the
Now
new one.
this is the tour we're on
This-
right now.
This is
Okay.
the new one.
Big
so,
buzz. So
the
what?
Big Butt So What tour. Okay.
What is behind that?
It's
That's my fault.
That's your fault.
That's my
Okay,
fault.
you're going to take the blame for
So
it.
Okay, well, what
hashtag-
happened was I was razzing his wife, and I said, "Hey, Don, big butt, so what?"
And
It just
so who decided to actually incorporate it? I mean, was it?
Sean.
It was
What was it before that?
Oh,
Last year.
Well, we've done the STFU tour. We've done the
Big
oh my
Bus.
God, the big yeah.
What
this-
was the other one? I can't
Who
remember.
was the other one?
oh my
There was
God, there's
another
been
one.
so
Now-
many.
with the shirts.
Yes.
They can go to Facebook, contact you. You can make arrangements.
Yeah.
Is this, or do they have to wait till the next show? Or is this something?
I would
they
say,
can-
you know what? I would think that just come to the show. It's
At
easier
this
to come
point,
to
it
the
would be
show
easier.
because you'll get the gist of what we do, what all four of us do,
Mm-hmm.
and like I said, you just got.
You're going to have a good show on top of it.
Yeah.
On top of it.
We're not going to stand up there like statues. I hate that. I cannot stand that. I mean, if I'm not moving, my knees
Well,
broke. You know.
Charlie can't
Because I kicked
stand
it
it. Well,
out.
actually, I have seen him standing and drumming. I have
Yeah,
been witness to that.
I consider him animal. I've tagged him in so many animal videos.
Yeah.
You know, from the Muppets. It's just that's how he is to me.
I know that when he gets into certain songs, we've had to reposition cymbal stands. We've had to on the fly
Avoid
repair
cymbal
hardware. We did the one show when you broke the one clamp, and you and Sean figured out something to keep going.
Well, it's pretty bad when
It's-
our former singer Brian had to step off the stage one day because everything was coming at him.
Sticks, cymbals, the whole nine yards.
We use
Huh?
somebody else's drum set, and they don't have the type of locks on their cymbals that I have on
So they
mine.
spun up.
And I'll take them and spin them. You know what I mean? It was like a day. They went
Whoa!
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, it's just if there's nothing coming apart, I don't think Charlie's doing his job.
Right.
You know, or if a
Something's
stand
gotta
ain't
be
going
flying.
like this.
Yeah, well, like I said,
You know?
I've been witness, and I've been one
Yeah.
to try to stand.
I've had to
things up in the
stand there
middle.
playing backwards with my foot on the stand.
But you know, the
'Cause
real
I'm
thing
like,
is,
oh
it's
God,
not
here it
just
comes.
playing hard. It's not just, showing off or trying to overplay. It's a feeling inside.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if I don't feel it from these guys, if I don't feel it, I can't do it.
Yeah.
I'll just be playing the beat, and I've never had that problem with them. But that's another reason why I stay with them, because if I feel it inside, it's going to come out.
Oh yeah.
And
Then
Charlie's
it's
very
real
like
and
that.
not
I mean,
mechanical.
right,
Because
no.
and Nick, I'm going to use Nick. No offense. When you learn passages,
Yeah.
you learn them mechanically.
Yeah.
But when you play them,
It's different.
you play them passionately.
I mean, I can sit there and play with the song.
Exactly,
And
note
a
for
pair
note.
of headphones. I can
Yeah.
play it note for note, but I get on stage, and it's the song, but it's with my twist on it.
Right.
Which as it should be.
You know, I mean,
I
we're
think
not
everybody
a
don't know
tribute
that.
band. We're a cover band.
Right. There's
Exactly.
a difference. A
Big
total
difference.
Yes.
Big difference. And with you, Charlie, now, when you're learning your material, do you learn it verbatim and then change it to fit these guys? The way
Well-
they play, the way they present the music to the...
We learn the basics, and then it grows. Because he'll have a certain stop or a certain thing, or Nick or Sean will, or I will, or we'll have ideas, and like they said, we make it our own.
A lot of times the song will get stretched out.
But we keep it
the basics.
so dang close.
Right.
We try.
It is so dang close to being almost radio.
Verbatim.
Yeah. But
Verbatim.
that's just not how we're doing it. Yeah. And we'll never do it like that.
Well, good. Don't ever
You know,
stop.
no.
Don't ever...
I mean, who can play Iron Maiden right here? There's 6 guys in Iron Maiden. There's 3 guys in Fit Days. And if we can pull off
well,
Iron
4
Maiden,
with your...
well, I'm just
vocalist.
saying.
musically.
I mean,
Musically,
easily,
right.
He's a keyboard player though too.
Yeah, I mean, musically, you
Right.
got 3 guys doing something 6 guys are doing, and it's a chore, it's a challenge.
trick.
But we're
Yeah,
not saying
very
we're Iron
good.
Maiden by any stretch of the imagination.
So
Right,
speaking
right.
of things like Iron Maiden, when you guys going to bust out some Rush?
That was brought up by Mike the other day,
We did
and
some
we
Rush.
used to do Working Man.
Yeah.
And I think that would be too hard to pull up.
Because you think there's 3 guys sounding like 6
I mean,
guys.
right.
No
and
offense.
we've
I mean,
thrown Mike under the bus a couple of times. It's like, hey, Mike, hey, try this one, and
and he,
He'll go
he-
look
he
at it.
stepped up to the challenge.
Yeah.
Shoot, right now.
right now, I mean, we threw 3
Alone
songs
Again,
at him
Doc,
a
and he
couple
never even
weekends
heard the
ago.
song before.
No.
And he listened to it one time and sang it. I was like, that was the best I've heard anybody sing it since we've had the band together.
Yeah, and that's just Mike.
Creep. We play our own version of Creep, which at times brings tears to my eyes. It's that powerful.
Good.
It's
Yeah.
that
Real powerful.
It's that good. It really is.
What do we got on the forefront here? What do we got coming up with you guys?
August 9th at Papa's.
Well,
8:30. It's free.
it's free.
That's one thing I don't like doing. And my motto has always been, I don't do steakhouses. I don't like to sell tickets if I don't have to.
Right.
And I sure as the hell don't do door.
Right.
Because they need to come see us. They shouldn't have to pay.
No.
Well,
You know,
there's other ways that they're going to contribute by buying food, depending on where you're at,
Drinks.
Right.
drinks, not necessarily
But,
even
I
beer or
mean-
whatever, just anything in general. So.
I can't stand the cover thing because, I mean, we're not about the money. I'll do it for free. And I've done it.
Oh, I know.
Not benefits.
No. I mean, yeah, hey, it's, you got to keep everybody in line.
It's a bonus to get
Yeah,
paid.
it's a
but,
bonus to get paid,
you know,
right. But point of it is I'm working, he's working.
Right.
It's not a job to me. It's not a job.
Once
but
it becomes a job,
once it
no
becomes a
longer
job, then
becomes fun.
Right.
And we don't want to, especially with you guys, we
Yeah.
cannot lose that element of
of fun.
fun.
band I was in before I joined Fifth Ace, it was a job. I was playing every weekend. Friday, Saturday, or sometimes Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
It was killing music for me. I couldn't do it.
Well, not only that, but it was also killing the monotony. I mean, we did it for almost six months straight, remember?
Oh, yeah.
And it was like, oh my God, this is so boring. It's like playing over and over every damn time. It was
like a broken record.
So we're looking at
bullshit
what, 2
record.
weekends a month, 3 weekends a month,
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah.
And spread it out and then
Right,
allow
and that,
yourself
you
the
know-
personal time
Yeah.
to do what you guys.
And if you're
With your
playing at a
families.
venue like every other weekend,
Yeah.
I know a bunch of bands right now that are just playing every other weekend at the same place. It's gonna get
Well,
it's
what I
gonna
found,
get monotonous or boring.
right,
you
what
know?
I found over the years, you need to change it up. If you're going to play at a
Yeah.
place every other weekend, now, like with the band I'm a part of, we have 4 different set lists. We can rotate 4 shows, and if you come to the show, you're not going to, you'll hear maybe some of the same music. We have our staples, like you guys. There's certain songs, no matter what, you're going to play,
Right.
people expect them. We have a few of those, but then we change it out. We have 4 different shows we can present at any given time. And that's what I'm looking forward with you guys, is expanding to a point where you can be up there and just look at each other and say, oh, we're going to play this now. And never miss a beat. And
Right.
just go right to it. And those are the shows I've been to over the years in different places.
Well-
those are the bands that are impromptu. They don't write a playlist, but they've been playing so long. One guy hits one note and they're already into the song.
I need a set list.
Well, a lot of times
I'm old,
you just
okay?
follow-
We weren't going to go
Like
there.
Yeah.
Creep, we played last weekend up there at
At Maggie East Campgrounds.
Yeah. And if I don't have a set list, I mean, the set that we're playing currently, if I don't have it down by my foot, so as I'm playing, I look down, I see the songs next, and it gets in my head, and I know where
So
I'm at.
you can go out of one into the next. And
Well, I know how it starts. I forget how they start. I mean, I was just talking
A
about
lot of
Creep,
times
how
he'll
much I like
ask
Creep.
me.
I know the song as well as I know my own name, and we're playing last weekend, and I'm like, you go Creep. I'm like,
I don't remember.
you know what I mean?
Now, let me ask this. Is it possible, because over the years you've played so many songs, do you actually do kind of overlap them? And you got to find ways to separate how you start this one or how you end this one and go into the next one?
Oh yeah, we do that with Black Sabbath, and
Yeah.
we just,
You,
That
you
was-
see what I'm
that was
saying?
kind of a joke that day.
I
That
know,
was
Nick,
funny.
you have a wide variety of things you play.
Yeah.
And you've learned.
Yeah.
Do you find yourself having to step back and say,
How does that start?
How does that go
How's
again?
that- Yes, I do. I do quite a bit actually.
because of the
Even though we played it
But I'm
1,000
like him.
times,
I like to have a set list in front of me too,
so that
I
visual
know.
reminder
So I know what I'm.
gives you that
yeah.
first.
So while I'm playing the song I'm currently playing, I can, think of how the next one's going to go. I mean, I'm not perfect.
No, and
Let's
if you
not make
were,
it
I wouldn't
forget.
like you guys. I'm not going to lie. If
Right.
you were perfect,
We'd be
I'd,
dead.
I'd pass you up
I'd be dead.
because it's no longer real.
Right.
the important thing to remember about us not remembering, we are a drug-free band.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
we are drug-free and we don't drink, we don't get messed up, and we take our shows serious.
And if
So
you see
if we're
me
forgetting,
drinking,
it's just because,
I'm playing.
well, basically, I'm old. I don't know what you think. Your excuse is.
My excuse? I don't have an excuse.
He is just Nick.
That's
I'm
right.
just
That's
Nick.
just-
He is just Nick. And that's what I said. I've enjoyed from an outside perspective watching you guys through 3 singers now, I think it is. Yeah.
That's
3 singers.
No, 1 singer, 2 imposters. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. I'm just kidding.
But I've watched a change in you guys too. You know, the first few shows there was energy, but something was lacking. And then you changed the singer, and then that energy was back. And then we had there was an unfortunate, thing that happened there. I'm not saying it was bad or a bad thing that happened. It's just conflict of scheduling or however you want to put it. And then you got Mike. And when I came to that practice, the first time I met him,
I had to have somebody check that.
I wasn't going to go why I was there, but you brought it up.
But I appreciate that.
You're very welcome. That's what I do. That's my contribution to
technical
what you guys are. At practice, I saw that energy again. Yeah. And you weren't playing like you would on stage. You were just practicing, but there was something about the atmosphere and the way you went about it.
I'll be quite honest.
I saw that energy again.
I'll be quite honest with you with Mike. I never would expect somebody like that to be singing in a band I'm playing in.
No, that's true.
I honestly, it's like I'm not worthy,
I sit back and think that same thing, Nick. It's like, how did he come to me?
He's good.
I didn't go to him.
Very, very good.
Yeah.
I thought we'd find one on a unicorn. That's about how hard they are
yes.
to find. You know what I mean? I couldn't believe it.
I mean, the guy does so many different things, and he was playing a rock band?
And he's done so much other stuff.
And the cool thing on top of that is he has a passion for it.
Yeah.
He has the desire and the will. And
I was skeptical of the guy at first because he's like, I've never heard that song. I'm like, how could you have not heard that song before? But he picked it up like that.
Yeah.
Like he's heard the song all his life.
Yeah.
And that helps with pulling things together when you're rehearsing new material. If he can,
vocals are important. Come on.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
I mean, who's playing "Sweet Madam Blue" by Styx? We nail it.
We are.
I know.
Yeah.
Mike
you
nails
don't
it.
hear it. Yeah.
It's just cool what you guys do. And like I said, being a musician myself, and also I've been gearing myself, especially like with you guys, honing the skills I had already acquired over the years and making other bands sound their best. We've had a few instances that no matter what you do, they're not going to sound good.
Right.
I'm not saying they were a bad band.
Been there.
But they just needed, like the band I'm currently in, we have issues. We just added a keyboard player.
Really? Cool.
Our first live show yesterday, I'm going to say it, it was a clusterfuck because I'm trying to dial everything in live as we're doing this.
Yeah.
And it's hard to do sometimes, even for somebody that's experienced.
It's
because I'm trying to play, keep time, play the right note, and adjust all the audio across the board. But it's a challenge I like because I like the technical side. And that's why I actually appreciate you guys allowing me to be a part of what you do. And I can take my skills and pass them on.
and
we're thankful every time.
You know.
And luckily you were around for last weekend. Yeah, because I needed that Mark insight, and I'm thinking just like Mark.
Yeah.
Which worked.
I'm glad I'm not rubbing off in a bad way and somebody's pissed at me right now.
No.
It's finally that
But when you can have somebody that knows what they're doing, I've called this guy on stage for God's sake, going, hey, Mark, how do I just touch this button right there? Okay, I got you. Bam, we got it.
It's the button that says power.
Volume up. But no, I mean that's the big band family.
Right.
I mean, if you don't have friends, you're doing this all on your own.
Well, again, I thank you for considering me to be a part of the Fit Face family, and I'm very honored. And we had somebody run through. Again, ladies and gentlemen, we are live at our studio, which is in my home. And I've mentioned before, you're going to hear the kids, you're going to hear the dogs,
the pigs,
the pig. Yeah, Charlie got to go out and see the pig today. Nick is not going out there. He said he's
no.
And Sean wants to put a harness on her and ride her like a horse.
I want to put a camera on.
We got to do the pig cam.
We'll do pig cam.
I will figure out how to get a camera attached that around her that's not going to hurt her. That's Bluetooth that I can record from. Charlie's over here. He's going to lose it. I think he's picturing
The pig is beautiful.
the pig cam here.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
You know, and
Gotta get a little GoPro, man.
Well,
So-
I think also we
Yeah.
need to give some high kudos to our cowbell girl.
yes.
Yeah.
Dawn.
My
Yeah.
wife, she's a cowbell girl. She,
Yep.
I seen the video the other day of the first time she was watching us play, and Brian gave her the cowbell, so she started playing it to Nazareth song, and I'm like, get up on stage while I'm playing. So she got up on stage. I go, now sing back up. She's like, ah, she did real good. Now it's kind of like a thing
She's
that people
got-
are looking forward
Yeah.
to every time we play.
Yeah.
And his wife does tambourine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tiff.
Tiffany.
Yeah.
If she's there.
If she's there.
Right.
Yeah.
But see, that's what's cool. You're including
Everybody.
family.
We try to.
And,
Oh,
and,
can I
and
mention
I've
this
seen.
real quick?
Yeah.
Do you remember when Charlie said something about putting his drum kit up and all he's got to do is just show up there? Quit paying her.
It's worth it, believe me. I got the
No,
I got
she's
best drum tech
got
in
the
world.
heart. Yeah, I mean, and she's got it down to a science now,
Yeah.
too. I can't even build his damn drum
You
set
know what?
how he
I-
likes it.
With Ed, and again, I know that's not about me and him, but it's going the same thing what you're saying. Ed's kit, you guys have seen it. Makes yours look small. Charlie's kit is a good sized kit, but Ed's is humongous.
That's because
I've been
Ed's a
playing-
big guy.
Yeah, and
I've been playing in bands with that young man for over 20 years, and I still can't do his setup.
No.
But you know what's funny? Junior, my youngest boy, we're setting up the drums after a show, and he'll say, Dad, this goes here. Dad, this goes here. Dad, you need to put this here. Eddie will come in, and he'll make minute adjustments, and wouldn't you know it, everything's right where he needs it.
yeah, that's the way the wife is with
That's
him.
and that's what I'm
She's-
saying. It's
yeah.
something, you know, they retain. They know you, but it's what they're focused on. They've learned and they do it. So now when we bring the drums down, I open up the stands. I put the toms on the stands, and I let him do the rest. He
Now,
knows
see,
it.
I've only sat there and went, come on, Charlie, where the hell are you? You know, a couple times. And it's like, you know what? But if you think of it this way, I'm 48, Nick's 21.
I'm not 21.
Charlie
Mentally, I'm 5.
yeah, mentally I'm
Okay,
20.
well,
Charlie is 62 years old,
I know.
okay?
I
My
wasn't
point
gonna.
of it is I haul all the equipment around my trailer, okay? Very particular on who touches what.
Yes.
All right, and I mean, there's times where I look right at this guy and I'm like, he's only 10 years younger than my dad. Okay, 11 years. Now, put it this way: if he's got any more in the tank in the next 2 years, I'll quit. I'll quit doing this completely. Without him, I won't do this at
Gotcha.
all, because of
Same
the
way.
fact that he's 62 years old. I'm not going to let the guy die on stage.
I almost
That's his
retired.
own fault.
That would
be his
a hell
own
of a
doings.
show.
Okay,
But
I would
Keep the
not.
live
Yeah,
feed on that one.
okay, but my eyes of it is I do it for him
right.
because of the fact I'll break my back. I will walk into a stage like this, you know, because of him. I don't want him going, oh my God, I can't play no more. I mean, he's done that. to
He
me.
does
These
that
guys
every
are
show.
horrible,
Yeah.
man. These
Yeah.
guys are horrible.
I know.
Yeah. I'm carrying an amp out of the club. It's like December, and I slipped on the ice and it fell and hit me. The core of the amp hit me in the rib. I'm like, oh. He's in the trailer going, are you okay? Are you all right? I said, I'm fine. Just let me catch my breath. He goes, you're old. I'm like, I'm not old. Shut the fuck up, you know? And so, I said, go get Dawn. Go get Dawn. Dawn comes out.
Dawn, go here.
Are you okay? Are you all right? I said, I'm
Guys,
fine. Will you guys shut the fuck up? Shut the fuck up. And Dawn says, I said, I'm not old. She goes, yes, you are. So I goes, go home. I said, fine.
Off you
Move
go.
this stuff yourself. I'm old. But that's just the way
That's
it is,
how we
man.
are. Yeah.
And, but you're old in a good way.
Right.
Well,
But-
a lot of times auditioning for bands, I wouldn't tell them how old I was because they wouldn't give me a shot. I just have to show up and do it, and they can find out after I get done playing.
Right.
I've auditioned a lot of singers. They're like, well, I'm 57. And I'm like,
Yeah, it's
you know,
But-
the old eye cringe. Yeah.
But you got to give him a chance, like what you
Yeah.
said
And
with
we've done
Mike.
that. Yeah,
with
we
Mike.
did that.
By looks.
When
and
I
his-
joined the band, I hold on, 23,
23,
22,
24.
23, 24 years old, and some
Yeah.
dumb kid, you know.
Well,
He can't play
you
this
just
crap.
don't know anything about what Nick when I saw the potential, because we had to split a show with them one night, it was a benefit, and I looked right over and I'm like, God, do you ever notice that this guy's in the wrong band? and I'm thinking to myself, wow, I'm thinking, you are playing the wrong guy. So I went out, I walked up to him. I straight up said, hey man, what's going on? And he's looking at me like, who are you? And I'm thinking, I'm Sean with Fifth Ace.
I'm your new bass player.
I'm your new
and
bass
I go,
player.
do you have any more songs past this? And he goes, oh yeah, I like playing 80s hair metal a lot. And that stuck.
Yeah.
I'm old school. I
Yep.
like playing a lot of 80s stuff, a lot of 70s classic rock. I mean, this is the reason why I play 90s. I despise Drop D. I despised anything in the 90s. I mean, it killed my 80s. Okay, it killed my 80s. But
poor
I
baby.
opened the door when we first started playing Killing in the Name of. And he's like, just do this. Okay. So then I'm like, okay, this ain't so bad.
Right.
This isn't so bad. But it's only one song we do in Drop D. And we totally despise Drop C.
I can't do Drop
We
C.
just totally despise it. But that's the problem with nowadays. Everybody's doing it.
Yeah.
Well,
But I mean, I'm open-minded to everything.
I got it.
You know what I'm saying?
oh yeah.
I'm totally open-minded to everything. I'll play anything these guys want to play. Hopefully, they'll play anything that I want to play. I mean, we throw it all to what Mike can sing, and that's the
Which
big
what
thing.
we're finding is
Right. I
a
mean,
nice wide range.
there's
so.
things that he won't sing. We'll throw something at him and be like, "Ooh."
Well,
But then we're like, "Okay, no biggie." What stays in Vegas or happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
Vegas,
My perspective is what happens in my basement stays in the basement.
Right.
Or, but it's just blew into that.
Good.
And I didn't, did I? I'm like, D? Huh? No. But then he's like, oh, come
It took
on,
some
here you go.
persuading.
Yeah, it did. I mean, I'm
But
old
now
school.
that you've done it,
Yeah,
you
then
realize
it's,
it's
and then you
it-
see what they come off with.
Right.
Then the energy.
Yep.
Then, I mean,
then it makes it worth it.
Right.
It really makes it worth
Yeah.
doing these little things to present them to your.
We're sitting here playing Paranoid or War Pigs one day. And Charlie's sitting back there, we're playing. It was just War Pigs. No big deal. Okay, we got it down. Well, then one day Charlie goes, let's do Paranoid. All right, we're doing Paranoid. So we're doing Paranoid. Well, at practice, we all like, wait a minute, let's flip that around. Let's not do it how the album is. Okay. So we're sitting back there, and this is just how Charlie is, okay? We're back there playing Paranoid. And then he's just starts slowing down. Like you're turning the record slow, And we're all looking at him like, what in
We
the
just
hell?
kinda
They kept
rolled
going. They
Almost
kept going. I
down
was
to
proud of them.
stop. And
We
we're
just
like,
rolled with it.
so we're like, okay, so we'll keep
Then he
going.
starts going faster
And then he
faster and
speeds
faster and
up.
faster and faster and faster and faster.
And then we
faster
can't
and
keep up
faster.
with him. I mean, it's E.
Right.
And there's the animal again, and then you hit that one note, and it was like, oh wow, hell no.
He knew what he was doing.
He knew what he was doing. The animosity,
Right.
But then we just went right into War Pigs, and it's been like that ever since. But you don't see that. You don't see a lot of bands that I've seen too many bands that are like in between songs.
Standing there.
Yep.
And it's like, oh, okay, well, the way you're going to see us is we'll BS a little bit between the songs and we go right into the next one.
That's the way it should be.
Yeah.
Unless
And,
you're. There are bands out there that entertain the crowd in other ways that their gaps are a little bit longer,
I'm
but
about
they're
looks,
addressing.
I'm about lights. I mean, I got to have a show. There's many a times that you have never seen anything that I posted on Facebook. It's like, you want to come to a show, come to see us.
I'm
We're
still
gonna
trying to
put on
get
a
the
show.
tiger.
Yeah,
Still trying to get a tiger.
yeah.
Still
Hey,
trying.
maybe we can borrow his pig.
With the pig cam.
Pig cam. Pig cam.
Let her walk around this crowd.
That would be an
To
interesting.
hell with them freaking fly thingy mabobs.
It's called
Oh,
the
the
drone.
Drone, yeah.
The drones.
Screw them. We got a pig.
We got
We got a pig.
We got a pig.
Pig cam.
That would be interesting.
Yeah.
The hardest part is getting her into some of the clubs. I think there may be a few legalities we might have
Tim
to.
will let us do it.
Tim would probably let us do it.
But anyhow.
Would.
Another thing with the Facebook page, it was started by someone that
8
was
years
in the
ago.
band before I was in the band, and there's videos on there, old videos that people took with their cell phone, and it's all distorted. Don't use that
Yeah,
as
don't use that, yeah.
if that's
No.
if that's us today.
No.
No.
That's the only thing I like the Facebook.
Think of it
but
as an evulsion. You know, we've
Well,
evolved
but here's
into
the
what you
exactly. You want to keep
Yeah.
some of that older stuff there to show.
no, I don't.
He
horrible.
don't. He
Yeah.
hates it.
It's horrible.
But
it sounds horrible.
It shows a contrast of where you were compared to what you're achieving.
Right.
You have.
I let the past be in the past, man. I'm looking forward to today.
Yeah.
And
That's
Well, I agree.
it's not going to help us get any jobs. Let me put it that way. If a club owner goes to our Facebook page and sees those videos, going, I don't think so.
But you never.
I
know.
wouldn't.
You see, now looking at it from say my perspective, I want to see what you guys used to do, and what you're currently doing, because that gives me an idea of the dedication you've had to put into where you're at.
And it really wasn't so much the band being
That
bad, it was
is-
the recording quality. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
just
Then you can't go by that, you know. I
Yeah.
mean, technology. I mean, with the new phones and stuff like that, they record as good as
Oh.
a video camera.
Yeah.
Some
You
of
know.
them. But that was back in the day, though, Charlie. You gotta
So
remember
again,
that.
you have that contrast of old and new,
Yeah.
and that growth, and you guys have grown exponentially, even recently, in from my perspective, since I've been introduced and associated with the band, and it's a owner that would honestly be the thing I would want to see. That energy, that dedication. To me, you can play mediocre, you can sound mediocre, but when you present a show with a passion, that is what your crowd is going to hear. They're not going to hear a finger miss. They're not going to hear a note held too long. They're not going to hear you clipping a cymbal when you shouldn't. They're going to hear the passion behind it. Because already they're hearing that song in their head because they know the song from the
Right.
radio. Believe it or not, that's what they're actually, in the back of their mind, they're hearing that. And I've done an experiment with this over the years with playing in bands. What they're getting from you is what you're presenting, and that's your passion. So again, the old stuff is great because it shows the passion as you've gotten to where you're at now. And I saw that passion that first practice I met Mike. The way you guys were interacting with each other was different than what I'd seen before. And again, that's from an outside perspective, and,
Right.
and I'm not afraid to tell you that. And it was nothing against any of the other members,
Right.
because they were, in my opinion, they were all phenomenal in their own right. Well, now we're putting different pieces together. We're forming a
all
new
we're
picture.
Evolving into something.
A little different, exactly.
Yeah.
And again, that passion has returned. That drive,
Yeah.
that desire to, what can we do now?
Right.
I see that with you guys, and I appreciate you bringing that passion to our viewers today, to the live crowd when you're playing your shows. I will dump you if you stop giving us that passion. I will. I'll be the jerk and say it. Actually, I wouldn't, but
I'll never play like a 62-year-old man.
No, he
If
won't.
I have to, that's when I'm done.
I think I mentioned that watching you play is like watching a 21-year-old play.
He has
that's
a
all
volume, he
hyped
has
up.
a volume control that's broke.
I don't
got
think there was
dynamics.
ever one there.
He's got dynamics, don't get me wrong, but you don't need to mic him off.
Well,
Certain aspects you don't.
Yeah.
As a bass player talking.
No.
I say
stand
mic
in front
him
of
off
you.
because I like that. I like that
I like
punch.
it.
Yeah,
in your
you got
chest.
Exactly.
Punch.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Drum,
I am a
yeah.
bass player, and I like.
I like that punch.
I like
when, you
wrenching
you know
your
when
gut
the
when you
bass
walk
has
by
been
the
hit.
cab. You know.
Yeah.
I like a
You
good
got-
bass drum. You know what I mean? It's gotta be. It's gotta
It's got to be tight and
prominent.
solid.
It's gotta be prominent. The volume of the bass drum.
Oh, yeah,
My
yeah.
snare carries, but bass drum's gotta be fat.
See, now the other thing that I personally like hearing a little bit more is the hi hat, and I've mic'd your hi hat a couple of times, and the first time I did it with you, you were like. It was like a kid in a candy store that day. I remember when I mic'd your kid a little different than what you were used to. Charlie was like,
Finally, somebody loves me.
you know, but that's just it. Every part is integral. You want to hear them as a group, But you want to be able to sit back, especially other musicians like doing this. I know you've done it. You want to pick out what you want to hear at that point. You want to hear that bass line, you're going to listen for it. You want to hear a guitar, you listen for it. You want to hear the nuances in the drums with the kick, the snare, the cymbals. You pick those things out.
Right.
And that's what I like about working with you guys, because I can pick them things out.
And we're not picky.
No, you've got me working with you. Obviously, you're not picky.
You know, but it's not all volume. You know, you can't bring it up if you don't take it down. You know, like Creep, that we play that, you know, it starts out about as mellow as you could, but when it's time to bring it up, I want to go 10. You know, pull the energy and then bring it back down. I think a lot of bands, I'm not dogging anybody, but they get out there and it's just loud and it's loud and it's loud, and
it stays
dynamics are important.
Yeah.
We currently have an issue with that as we're learning new stuff, and then like you said, we introduced a new keyboard player. So this last one was it was fun. I had a blast, but I got work to do. You know, I got to go back to my side of the technical things and put things in perspective based on what you're saying. You know, there was too much of this, there wasn't enough of that.
The pig again?
Well, you know, if she ever really pisses me off, all of us will have bacon for a little while.
Whoa, don't do that, man.
No, I can't do that.
No, I could.
Even though we've threatened her with that when she's being obstinate and doesn't, you know, want to listen. You know, she'll come into the kitchen with us, we're cooking, and she'll hip check you. Now, when that 160-pound pig hip checks you at the calf, you move.
Yeah.
You know, you're either going down or you're being pushed out of the way. She knows how to throw her weight around, and it's funny.
Came to talk about the band the pig took over. That's funny.
What else would you guys like to touch on? This is your time. This is
all we're trying to do is let people know really that we're ready and we're looking for shows. We're looking for some clubs.
And again, the shows can be found on the Facebook page.
Yes.
Yeah.
I have a link on my podcast page, on my YouTube page, to you guys directly. I've talked to Sean about it. So anybody wants to go
Stole it.
I did. I stole it with permission. Well, actually, that's not true. I put it on there and then told him that we were doing it. But if you look on our podcast page, on the YouTube page, you can click the link for Fit Days. So you can follow what's going on. Again, I'm only doing usually shows the week of. Like this week, I'm concentrating on the things coming up for this week and this weekend. If you want to get a heads up to try to plan, they can click on the link. They can see what you guys, because I know Sean does a very good job at posting. In fact, I have to hire him to help me with my page because I'm doing all this other stuff and I don't get around to it. I'm not going to lie. The new podcast is my format of bringing what's going on. And this is something that I'm passionate about. And I'm hoping you guys will want to continue to build this with me, and we can get more.
Well, when you get this all together, we'd like to be the first band to come down here and blow up that computer.
Consider it done. Consider it done.
I'm still looking for the pod.
It's the pig.
On the pig, Charlie.
Well, we don't eat pods around here, you know. That's something.
Stay away from Tide Pods.
Yeah.
No Tide Pods.
Pods.
You want to be on my podcast? I'm like, where's the pod? I've been looking around ever since I got
Right.
Instead of eating that stuff, pick up a guitar.
There you go. So, we pretty much wrapped it up for what we're going to do with you guys. I've actually got to go in, and we've got shows, and we've got other things that are coming up here, other events. Now, when Mike was here, he helped out with this a little bit. I didn't know if you guys wanted to do the same thing. So we can throw it up here. I got to move it around a little bit. And the nice thing is, right now nobody else can see what I'm doing, thank God. It's a cluster.
We can see it.
Yeah.
You can see it.
I can
You need
see
to
it
go
without
back
the
to
headphones
school.
on.
I can see without the headphones.
You need to go back to technical school, man.
You know, I am learning this on the fly, and I told everybody that. Baby steps.
Damn good.
On the
Baby steps.
Learn it on the
I was in your
pig.
brain right now.
Learn it on the pig.
Over.
Let the pig show you.
You know, I bet you she almost could. She's a very intelligent animal. And
I went to pet her. She got away from me.
oh, she did not like Charlie at first. It was a little funny.
I didn't
So
like Charlie at
let's
first either.
That wasn't funny.
That was a learning experience in itself, I'm saying. All right, let's try to do it this way. Eventually, we'll get this to where I want it. Maybe. Again, I'm learning this as I go along.
Today, Junior.
Yeah,
Right.
today, Junior.
Here, just like that. Now watch. We'll hit this button and see if it comes over. There we go. We can still kind of see you guys there. Now this particular list is from Tim from Pockets Tavern. See, we can still see you up here in the corner. And it shows live, so people know that we're not pre-recording this, and any screw-ups we make, they're going to see.
His fault.
It's always my fault.
The guy,
Nick?
it's the Nick in the middle.
Don't make me get the pick.
Just remember, you're surrounded by a couple old pieces of bread.
And then,
Spider pig.
again, these shows are
Pig.
upcoming here at Papa's Tavern. Oh, look, it's still fading a few things around in here. Tuesday we have Adam Sorrell, single solo artist, if I remember correctly. He'll be there Tuesday night for your entertainment. Wednesday, Bobby May and Friends. Now, everybody knows Bobby May.
Yep.
And I don't know if you guys
Very
have
well.
I know.
had the opportunity to have him play.
Oh, he's open for us.
Yeah.
Well,
He didn't like it too much the first time, but he
we
laughs about
actually
it.
got him to play with the band one night. He come in at the end of our show, and we got him up on stage, and it was a blast. So, and Thursday we've got Buzz Anderson with his open jam, which, you know, I'm surprised you guys don't do something like that. I know it's usually blues and stuff like that,
What
but
day of
Nick,
the week?
It's on a Thursday.
it's a Thursday.
That's why we don't do it.
Ding, ding, ding.
Yeah.
I'm in Colorado or who knows where.
But even so,
I'm tired.
you're tired. But
He's making posters.
That's only on a Friday, Charlie. Get it?
But
supposed to
the
be
open
the
jam
bar.
again, if you know a song, play an instrument, just go in, sit in, have a good time. And I've heard a lot of blues influence in Nick's playing, even though he's an '80s metal rocker.
Well,
there is the element of blues. I've heard it.
The thing of it is I've been told that 80s hair metal and rock is just blues sped up.
Pretty much.
Yeah, pretty
So
much.
yeah, I
Pretty
can
much.
do blues. It's
Yeah.
not a problem. I just gotta slow down. But I can't.
You can't.
Drink too much Monster.
No, we do not have a sponsorship with Monster yet. But maybe in the future because, look, I got mine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got one right here. Friday night is Tina Lee in Random Blues. Now,
They're good.
there's another
Yeah, they're
young
good.
lady that I
They
enjoy.
were the first week of the month.
Well,
Well, it is the first week of the month.
yes, it is coming up.
God, I'm.
Okay, you need to get him out from under his rock
not
a little
at a
bit
time.
more. You know,
Yeah.
What's time?
it's
Wake up,
time.
wake up, wake up.
So Tina Lee and Random Blues with that, and then Saturday we've got karaoke with KJ Frankie May, which a lot of people enjoy that. And so those are a few of the things that we've got coming up there. I've got some other stuff that I'll be bringing up a little bit later. But again, first of all, there's
Mike.
Mike.
That's another thing
Mike's
we like
phone.
doing is promoting other people.
Absolutely, that's why we're here. So, okay, with that said, what do you
Somebody
guys?
doesn't have a T-shirt for us though.
Well, I'm into hip hop.
Yes,
Yeah.
and it's your son,
My son
Yes.
C5th, I played drums for him for probably 11 years now.
and it's another artist. Let's get him here.
Yeah.
Let's sit down and talk with him and talk about a whole different
Yeah,
genre
talk that.
of what's happening out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And most people, when they go through the change of life, they get a Corvette or a boat. I joined a hip hop group.
Still got the boat though.
And he does mostly originals.
All original.
All
He
originals.
writes it all
Okay,
himself.
so there's another aspect of the music that people need to know
And
about.
I've seen Danny sitting there making his music. He sits there, meticulously puts everything together. I could never do something like
No.
that. And this kid,
technical.
this
I mean,
guy
a lot
is
of people dog
good.
on rappers. Are like, oh, you just sample that. Go, no, Danny does it himself.
Makes his own beats
He don't.
a lot.
Everything.
Yeah, he don't sugarcoat
Everything.
nothing.
You know,
Does
he
it
was,
all himself.
when he was 14, I asked his brother, "Where's your brother at? Where's Danny?" And Gabe goes, I go, "Where's your brother?" He goes, "He's got a show." I go, "What kind of shows he got?" "He raps, Dad. He's got a show at the hotel." I almost started crying. Here, I've been playing music my whole life. My son's performing and he didn't tell me. He said, "Well, Dad, he cusses and he won't cuss in front of you." That was
It
respect.
was a respect thing at
Yeah.
that point.
Well, we got over that. But as he wrote material, as he started writing songs, you know, I told him, I said, if you're going to do rap or hip hop, that's what you're into, that's cool. But make sure you put a hook make sure you put a melody to it.
Right.
And that's all the songs have always been like that. There's always a melody in the background.
Somewhere in-
it's not just a bass drum and somebody rapping. And he's done a lot of, he's got like 4 albums out now, and he's done some good big shows. He's done some. He's very talented.
Yeah,
Well,
very
we're definitely going to
talented.
get in here, and maybe we can get him to bring some of that material. I can get copies, and we can play clips live for the people to hear, and we'll get his.
Well, he can
He's
play
got
clips.
videos on YouTube. C5th. You can probably go there.
All right, what I'll do is I'll make sure before the end of the day, I'm going to put a link. I'll go ahead and put a link so those people that are going to watch this and tune in, they can check something else
They'll
out.
really like it. I mean, I had my drum set at my brother's house because he had a big stereo system. I was playing to some random stuff, and Danny showed up. This is 10, 11, 12 years ago. And he goes, I got my new CD, Dad. I said, well, put it in. He goes, well, you don't know any of it. Put it in. I started playing along with it. He's on the phone right away. Oh, my God, you can't believe it sounds like my dad playing my music. Dad, we play drums for me. I said, hell yeah, I'd love to. No problem. I'd be proud to. So.
Yep. And so there's another avenue of the music. Now, are you guys going to get involved with a project like this maybe in the future? Something a little different?
We've tried getting Danny to throw a guitar in there. I think he's just a little intimidated by it.
I've been talking
my
to
son?
Danny.
Yeah.
I've been talking to Danny. and,
He wants to get some
he
live.
wants to
Yeah.
get me and he wants to record a few things out with me. And
He
I
hasn't-
told him I just want to go on stage and just start playing with him.
that's true. I mean,
I
jump right in
I
and
just
go.
want to go up there and do it.
Yeah, I love you, Danny. I love you to death, but I think he's just a little intimidated by it right now.
I don't
Well,
think
he's-
intimidated.
and-
Always worked by himself.
Yeah.
Everything, he doesn't have to wait for the bass player. He doesn't
Right.
have to
Well,
deal with
and there
issues
is
with the
that,
drummer,
yeah.
or more, for the most part.
Right.
He goes in his own world and he's got all the stuff. And
He's used to
he
doing
can't
it
play
on his
guitar.
own.
He can't play any instruments, but he makes his beautiful music with his computer. It's just,
and
it's
he
amazing.
puts
It
guitar,
really is.
bass, drums,
Right,
piano, all of it in there, and it sounds
See,
great.
he has the knowledge of the sound of what he wants.
Yep.
Right.
He
Just-
knows what he wants.
He can't physically
So
play
let's
it,
throw
but he can
something
take
else.
those.
I think let's throw something else in there that he's not used to. I mean
Yeah.
that's going to be kind of a challenge for us to go in there to I mean, we could play freaking any kind of rap music all day long. I mean,
Right,
you know.
right.
Well, yes and
But
no.
yeah, and that's
It's
right,
not-
Charlie. It's
That's
not.
an old timer talking about
It's tricky.
hip hop.
Yeah.
Oh, I
But
can
there's
do that.
nothing wrong with that.
No.
I like that.
Oh, I'd kill to do that.
But again, that shows what I was talking about earlier. That growth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That growth. Like I said, I've seen a new passion in you guys in a very short time. And this conversation, in a way, proves my point of what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
Because you're no longer just thinking here.
Right.
You're thinking current, future, and well, maybe we could do this.
Right.
I mean, seriously, and I didn't see that before when I first met you guys. You were headstrong in what you were doing at the time. That's all you did.
Yep.
And within a very short period, that doorway,
It was a rut for a while.
Yeah.
it's gone from like a little porthole in a ship. Now you're walking through a
Well,
garage door.
after we
it's
did-
that wide open now, and I'm seeing that from
After we
again,
did Bike Week, it kind of started to go downhill a little bit.
Well, you're going to have your ups and downs.
But we picked it back up.
Yes,
Yeah.
you have, very much so.
I mean,
So,
I still get a lot of people asking me about that. How the hell did you even get on there? You're a cover band. And I'm like, you want to know something, buddy? You can tell me. We'll both know.
it just
we
did
don't
not-
know how we got up there. But
I
we
have
did.
never-
right place, right time, and they liked you.
I got a
It
feeling
must
I
have been
know.
that.
There were some bikers. They came into Papa's one night, and they were sitting out back, and the two of the women came in, and they were standing there staring at us. I seen them talking. And I think they were affiliated somehow with it, and that's how we got approached by that.
Yeah, by-
But that's what you want.
They walked right in when we were doing Black Sabbath. Like they're good. No.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still to this day.
Yeah.
It
But it was
still
cool.
rocks.
It was
me.
really
I won't lie. That's the biggest thing I've ever done, and I was scared
Yeah.
shitless.
All right. Looks like Tracy is throwing up something. Heyday at Defiance Moose, August 3rd. Not sure what kind of show that is, but you know what? It's another one that's out there. And like I said, I'm going to be posting. I got a whole other thing. I'm going to do another short stream with some other information because this one has captivated me. I get to see you guys in a different perspective.
Right.
Truly from the outside, learning more about you guys, learning about where your passion started, why you do what you do. Charlie It's just him. I think he was born with a pair. I don't care what he says about the guitar. I think he was born with a pair of drumsticks in his hands. The way he plays, the passion he has with it.
I started playing guitar when I was about 5 years old. My dad was friends with Greg Allman and Leslie West.
Something.
It's true to the fact. I've seen pictures.
My dad was friends with Greg Allman and Leslie West from Mountain. And the story's a little adult, but my dad became friends with them because Leslie West and Greg Allman used to give my dad an 8-ball of Coke to borrow his sailboat. So my dad said he didn't want that anymore. He said, why don't you give me guitar lessons? This was way before I was born. He lived in Key West.
Oh, wow.
Okay. Well, years later, they were still coming to our house when I lived in Arizona. And that's how I learned the guitar, was through Greg Allman and Leslie West and my dad.
Wow.
And it doesn't show.
Actually, it does.
Yeah.
It does, very much so.
That, and, you know, I the first song I ever learned all the way through was Turn to Stone by Joe Walsh.
Good tune.
You know, and then I just kept progressing. I was learning Cheap Trick tunes, and then I started, you know, doing Kiss and all kinds of stuff. And
once that bug bit,
it just took off. And then I was doing in high school and stuff. I did, you know, hardcore metal bands. You know, I played at Frankie's and all kinds of other places. You know, and with my friends in high school. And then all of a sudden, I'm doing covers because I like doing covers more than I like doing originals for some reason. I don't know why.
Even though he can come up with original riffs like that.
Oh yeah, I could come up with.
Who's that? He goes, I just made it up. I'm like, no way. Well, I concentrate more on that sometimes,
but I mean, that's pretty much how I became a guitar player. I mean, honestly, I was like him. I wanted to play the drums. That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to play the drums.
So it's vice versa.
It flipped on me, and then my brother started playing the drums, and I started playing the guitar. You know, and so
that's what happened to me. I played snare in grade school. You know, it's like, come on. A bunch of ants, you know, across the dang page are like, oh, you gotta learn this. And I was like, no, I'm gonna copy off of him. You know? But my brother, sometimes we see eye to eye, but he's my brother. I love him. But anyway, he kept bringing these guitars home. I don't know where from, who from, nothing. 15 years old, you know. All of a sudden, there's a bass up there and upstairs. I'm like, you know. So I started goofing around with it, you know. And next thing you know, I'm like, wow. So I asked my parents, 15 years old. I said, hey, we're gonna go get a bass. She's like, oh, okay, we'll get you a guitar. J.C. Penney catalog for key bass the size of this house.
Right.
And I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna play this. You know. But then it evolved from there, and then Mom's like, well, you need to go get lessons. Now, her brother, my Uncle Terry, was a drummer all back in the 60s.
Okay.
Okay, and she actually, when my dad was in Vietnam, her and her mother, my grandma, God rest her soul, were actually chaperoning those four.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they were going to Bowling Green. They were heading to UT. They were actually heading to bars. They weren't old enough to get into bars, so they had to have chaperones to get them into bars. He, drummer-wise, is my influence of getting into bands, you know, and the passion of actually going to actual Penguin Music Store to get lessons from Bobby May a couple of times.
I've heard that story from a few other musicians that I've talked
That's
with over
how
the
I know
years.
Bobby May, because Chuck Mono ended up getting sick. Bobby filled in for him. And
there is another gentleman you guys actually know well, Marty, our guitar player. Same situation.
Right. I think he told me that one
Yeah,
time.
and that's what's cool about it. That's
but
how
I couldn't figure out the notes of that either.
Good, those guys were, and people went to them.
Yeah, and my mom, she goes, well, you know, these guys, they don't even know any music. They just play it. They just hear it and they play it, and that's what gets me.
Hope your mom's not watching.
I don't even think Mike knows any notes when it comes to the keyboard.
Yeah, I don't know.
There's a lot of people
I'm just saying
that
if
play
you
by
got it-
ear.
Yeah.
I myself can read certain sheet music. I can read piano and bass.
I can do
actuals.
tablature,
I
but
can't.
I don't.
I can read the cover page. You said
You can read the
Yeah,
cover.
this is what this is.
Music theory.
No, music theory, that's a whole different argument. And one of these days, we'll get Ed to sit in. He is a music theory nut.
I can't do that stuff.
I
man.
can't.
And he's a drummer.
Yeah.
But he will sit there and we'll be playing a chord, and he'll say, this is why we're playing this chord. This is how these parts, you know, if I'm trying, come up. I don't want to do the exact riff that's in the song.
Yeah.
And he goes, well, it's an F. Well, you can play these notes, and then here's the fifth and the thirds of those notes. They'll work, and then I construct a whole new pattern for what we're doing that fits. That's Ed. That's the guy that. Right. He's our behind the scenes.
That's all a different language for Nick.
That's
a different language for Nick. Totally, but that's how we put our stuff together. I don't know if the songs that we do that people actually like the most is we have mashups where we start playing one song, and while playing that song we do the lyrics and pieces of another one, and then we throw another one in, and it's 3-4 songs within that one song.
Yeah, we've done that with Sweet Home Alabama.
That's how we write those. It's because of Ed's knowledge of knowing what we can do and how we can expand that allows
that's pretty
us.
Cool.
And that's our niche. Is we have several of those type of mashups.
Ours is, hey, learn your part next Saturday.
Right.
Gotcha.
But
right.
a lot of times it'll flow. I mean, there hasn't been a time.
Don't get me wrong. There are some songs I'm just like, that's not happening.
It's because of the fact that
your limitation.
Well,
there's no limit to what you can do. It just I can't do it right now.
Right. Well, but to a point there is. There are limitations to what you can do right away compared to what, like you're saying, that you have to sit down and dissect and break it apart. And again, like you said, you're a 3-piece with a vocalist.
Yeah.
Well, you can't pull songs from a 5-6 piece band and expect to play them
right
and make it sound right without making changes in the guitar, making changes maybe in a drum beat or a pattern, and then the same thing with the bass.
It's not easy to get a full sound with a 3-piece.
No,
it's not easy. I mean,
a
lot of times I'll open my hi-hat more than normally you would just to fill the air, you know what I mean? So it's full.
I know your pain. Most of the bands I've been in with over the years, especially with Ed, we have been power trios and playing songs that require what we didn't have. And that's how I learned to play. My style is completely different than yours, Sean. And we talked about that. And
well, it's because you got an extra string, pal. You got a crutch.
I didn't at first.
I know.
But I went to the 5-string, which allowed me.
You keep asking me to.
Yes.
5-string. I'm like, buddy, I can only count to 4.
Well, our good buddy Steve Horniak plays a 6-string bass, and I got to borrow that, and I fell in love. I can't wait to get mine. Yeah.
Steve Horniak, he's like, I love him.
I'm gonna get a 7-string guitar just so I have that crutch.
I just can't. Honestly, I can't. I'm like I've said, old school. You're not that much older than me, pal. But
I think we determined the other day that I'm actually older.
Yeah, not by much. But I've always been stuck in my way.
Right.
I'm old school. You know what I'm saying? Just like with Charlie. Oh yeah, he's a poster boy. Yeah, I don't like going to, say, down to Innovations and going, hey guys, can you make up these posters for me? Blah 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 blah.
What a Kinko's.
Or Kinko's or whatever. No, it's Walmart, material, markers.
He does it.
Brains.
They look great.
I know.
I got them all over my man cave from all the shows.
I thought that's why you did modeling with you.
How did they do it back in the day? Motley Crue used to go down and slap freaking theirs over top of Kiss. And
right.
That Kiss would go back down. It was a big war.
Yep.
That was my heart back in the 80s. I grew up in the 80s, for God's sakes. So, I've watched all this stuff, happening. I mean, I've seen Frankie's posters all over the place, that's how you do it, old school.
Well, it's Cheryl's on my back. I'm ready to call it a day.
Yeah, well, we can do that. And I do want to thank you guys for stopping in, hanging out, and hopefully we'll do it again some other time. And we get you and your son, Charlie, on here. And
your son, Charlie?
Huh?
Danny Moore, C5th.
C5th, that's right, ladies and gentlemen. Remember that C5th, and you said you can find him on YouTube.
Yep, he's got 3 videos out.
So let's go ahead and do that.
Anything on YouTube.
I see we had somebody else stop in. Anthony, thanks for stopping in and watching these guys with me. We've got some of our other regulars. Hey, I see Charlie Morin is on YouTube while sitting here with me. How the hell are you doing that?
He is that good, Mark.
He is that good.
All right, I gotta go see the pig. I'll talk to you later.
All right, we'll go ahead and cut out of here. Again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for stopping in and watching Glass City Podcast with Fifth Ace. Hopefully you enjoyed the show, and we're going to be doing some other updates here in a little bit. I got myself a shirt. If they think they're getting this back at the end of the show, they are dead wrong. Again, keep tuned in for updates and upcoming shows, and y'all have a good Sunday afternoon. See you later.